Hello and welcome to Food and Barbecue. Okay, so it's time to season the pit. Let me show you how I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I've read a lot about this and I watched some videos, and people have as many opinions as there are people. Anyway, what I have done is I have washed out the whole pit with soapy water. Just let it dry. I did that last night. I've lit a full chimney of charcoal, and about half of the charcoal ring is filled. So I'm gonna move this more or less to a minion method. I'm gonna add the charcoal to this. There we go. And then I'm gonna assemble the pit on top of here. Okay, so I will not use the water pan while I season the pit, because I'm gonna make some pork belly burnt ends later on. I'm gonna let this run for a couple of hours. Add the bottom grate. I will add a temperature probe just because it's fun. And then I will add the top vent, top grate, and of course I'm going to be using a temperature probe for that as well. Also just because it's fun. And to monitor this, I'm going to be using my Maverick XR50. And then we're going to put the lid back on here. Okay, so the point now is to get this to run as hot as I can. I will in the future, because I saw Greg over at Slow Hand Smokers, he added an extra vent to the top. I might actually do that. Anyway, so I want this to produce a little bit of smoke so that I can see, first of all, if it leaks, which it probably does because there's no gunk in there. But I also want to add some gunk to the inside. That's the whole point of this. Oh, I have a little... So I've got these pieces of apple wood. I'm just going to throw them in there. And there we go. So I'm gonna be leaving this, and I'll check back in a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna season the WSM today, and as part of that process I'm gonna be making some burnt ends. The reason being that when I went to the store, they sold these are like end bits that they cut off when they were gonna make their bacon. Anyway, I think they're gonna be good for its side belly. So I think that's going to be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all in a bowl, just like so. And then I'm going to start out seasoning them with a barbecue rub. I'm going to be using the rub by GQ Barbecue. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to season these, move them around so that the seasoning covers all sides. Yeah, that looks good. And then got this little rack. This rack fits nicely in the WSM, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this on the rack like this. There we go. I'm trying not to crowd them too much. Maybe there are a few too many, but they're going to shrink once they start cooking. Anyway, into the fridge, and then I'll meet you out by the grill in a bit. Okay, so it's been 2.5 hours, and this is running at 375, 380, something like that. Let's have a look, see what we have. Well, there is some soot forming, which is good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna close down 2 of the bottom vents, and the third one I'm gonna close halfway, leave the top one fully open, and let this kind of come down to temp. I would like to have it land on 250 to 75 for the pork belly burnt ends. So I've gotten this down to just under 300 degrees, and I'm just going to add another piece of apple on top of the coals, and then we're just going to put this on here. Sounds warm, and we'll leave it to its own devices for a couple of hours. See you in a bit. Okay, so it's been about 2.5 hours since I put the pork belly on here. Let's see what we have. This is looking good. So I'm just going to pop this foil pan here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Okay, get them on here. To this we're gonna add a little bit of this. This is called skånsk chili, which is an apple jalapeno hot sauce. It's got 3 out of 5 cucumbers. So we're just gonna put a little bit of that on there. I never tried this, got it today. Skåne is the county where I'm at the moment. Okay, so we got a little bit of that. Then we're gonna add some Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce, something like that. Then we're gonna add a little bit of the rub. And then to this, I'm gonna add about, I don't know, a third of a cup of light brown muscovado sugar. And then we're just gonna mix this up. I think this pan is actually a little bit too large, so I'm gonna make it slightly smaller. Fold that in. Then we're gonna add, this is 1 stick of butter that I just cut up into chunks. Have to add some flavor, right? So fold to this and put it back on the grill. There we go. Okay, time to go back on the grill. I think it's gonna be, I'm gonna leave it on there an hour and a half and then meet you back in a bit. Okay, so it's been another hour and a half. The pit has been running between 300 and 260 degrees. And I think it's starting to cool down now because it's actually not coming up to temp anymore. So we're gonna check these out. The grill as such, or the cooker, looks like it's starting to get seasoned. I think that's good. That's the way I want it to be. Anyway, I'm gonna have to sneak a peek on these. I wish you could smell those. I'm gonna have a try one. Okay, there we go. This is extremely hot. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you know, this is candy. It really is candy. I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy these more than I should. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tagging along on the first cook on my new Weber Smokey Mountain. Hot, but oh so good. Thank you for watching. Bye.